It makes sense, right?
It does. It does. Because I asked Leo, what are we talking about? Then she said milk. Then I was like, milk? And then I had to pause for a moment and say, yeah, actually, yeah, I think we can go places with milk.
Yeah, it's crazy because I mean there are so many places to go with milk. This would be termed as white gold for me, or just the gift that the gods have given us. Because I mean, you can turn milk itself into so many other derivative products, right? That we are so used to using, so used to seeing and love in the kitchen, right? So yeah, we've got to, give it its glory, give it its moment right now, and just let people know what it is, what it actually is, where it comes from, because I'm sure we don't know where milk comes from, right?
We don't?
Okay, we do.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I had you thinking for a moment.
No,
That's
I was
actually
not.
quite fun.
No. I was like, we don't. Like, is there anyone who doesn't know where
Where
it comes
milk
from?
comes from.
Yeah.
No, of course we do.
Would you
So-
try like human milk? Or unosema? Is it bad, guys?
I mean, I don't know how it tastes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't say it's bad. It's good. But why would you who actually knows how it tastes like? Mothers maybe.
Yeah, because it's breast milk. So I wanted to then just ask, out of curiosity, if you would or you'd prefer, you'd trust your mombe more or mombe or wembudzi more than wemunhu. To then just know, just to taste.
Wow. Yeah, just to taste, maybe.
Okay.
Just to taste.
All right, coolies.
Kwete kungo. Kwete
Kwete kuma.
kungo. Speaking of
Yeah.
which, it's my mom's birthday today. Eh?
Oh, happy birthday.
Yeah,
Oh,
Saka.
wow.
I think that's where the topic actually came from. You know?
Oh, sweet.
It
Happy
was-
birthday, Mom, if she's listening. Happy
Yeah,
birthday
she
to
might
her.
be.
All
Happy
right.
birthday, Mama. All right, so milk actually comes from cows or goats. All right, and then as technology advances, we begin to also milk more and more different animals. Like, I won't want to say which ones right now, but yeah, people are very curious and like
Which
experimental.
animals are people milking outside of goats and
I found
mombes?
out the other day that there's a cheese made from buffalo's milk. Yeah, imagine
Who
that.
tried it first?
I have no idea, but like,
No, I'm saying who
it's
tried
gonna-
to actually milk the buffalo to say, okay, let me just milk the buffalo.
Imagine that, right?
Yeah.
And who's domesticating buffaloes for milk production? I guess weird.
I'm sure maybe the cheese is actually pricey if you get to the bottom of it.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually is for
Yeah.
that matter. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So we are sticking to cow's milk and goat's milk. Okay.
That's
Yeah. Right. And this comes straight from the cow's udder or the goat's udder. And raw milk is so rich and creamy and it's legendary. Come on, like unozatenzi susu ne maparents edu ti mune luxury mazwana chimime chichi istoenda kuchikoro tatombonzi endai muno sakura munoita sei tofamba chichi. And one of the things was to milk the cows in the morning,
kunokama kag.
Yeah, right. And for me, like I always kind of thought that was a privilege. I don't know why.
Because
Because I thought fresh milk, like, come on, like, who doesn't like fresh milk? Like,
in the morning.
yeah, and you get to drink some fresh raw milk.
And then walk to school like 20 kilometers after I wagan. It was never a luxury for the parents.
Yeah, true. Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you get pasteurized milk. So this is a much safer option. And basically what pasteurized milk is what you find in the stores, right? And, this is because it's been pasteurized. And that's a process where it reaches a certain temperature just to sort of, get all the bacteria that could possibly be in there out of it. And then it gets cooled back down again and packaged, and you get that in the stores, right?
Okay.
And I mean, you can use this for everything: tea, cereal, porridge, baking, jesse, like, it's obviously milk, so you can use it for all these things and other things that people have been trying to use milk for in the household, which I will share a recipe or recipes that will inspire us to see milk in a different light and to see its versatility and to see how much we can actually transform some of the dishes that we make in the kitchen with the simple white gold that we're talking about today, milk. And the next version, the next type of milk that you get is powdered milk, and this is also very popular in Zimbabwe. You know, you've seen that.
I have a
Umami
favorite
sha.
brand. Unonaka. Your powdered milk in Zimbabwe. Ish,
Yeah,
so nice. Yeah.
I think
So sometimes I can then mix, the milk, the liquid one, and then the
and
powder.
then that one too.
And then, it's
I
like,
know what
yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah, you know? You're with me?
Yep,
Good.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I mean, powdered milk is good that it lasts longer, it's more economical, and it comes, very handy, especially lifestyle idiom Africa, in lots of places that you actually enjoyed the milk. You found and that's where it's used the most, like kumusha, but Christmas pepper, and that's when you get that and the tea ovu. Fat tea. Wow.
Tea ovu is fat tea in English.
Well, it translates to fat tea, doesn't
Okay.
it? And it makes sense.
It actually does.
right?
Well, yeah, now that you've said it, I didn't have an English word for it. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Wow.
Yeah.
We can use that one.
Yeah.
And, it's nice for emergencies and boarding school survival as well, this powdered milk. So, yeah, it comes in handy. And then you get condensed milk. Guys, if you haven't stuck your finger in a condensed milk tin and licked your finger, you have not lived. This is that thick, sweet, and sticky sort of, milk that kind of stays on your finger and overstays like that unwelcome cousin. Overstay their welcome.
Yes.
Yeah, that type of stickiness. That's what you get from condensed milk, and it comes in a tin. And you have to have eaten it straight from the jar. Come on, guys. Yeah, that's an experience. And you can use it for desserts. You can also use it for tea, and you can use it.
Got donkey milk, a picture of donkey milk.
What?
Yeah. So you can use condensed for tea.
You can use it in desserts. You can use it in, just.
I've not had condensed milk in a very long time.
Yeah.
But then the last time that I tasted it, it actually tasted nice.
Oh yeah, it's like so sweet. It's like honey almost. Like
it's like
a
honey.
creamed
It's
honey.
like a creamed honey.
Exactly. And sometimes it's too sweet for my liking. So you
Yeah.
want to actually play
Yeah.
around with the different bunch of ingredients to incorporate it into a nice dessert.
Yeah, because then like that sweetness, that's too much. Yeah.
Exactly. And then you get evaporated milk, which is like condensed milk, but it's a little bit less sweeter, but it's just as rich. So you also get like a nice richness in that condensed milk texture. And it's also great in teas and coffees and those posh dishes where you just want like a nice smooth finish. You can use that. The last type of milk I want to share with everyone is plant-based milks. And these are becoming very popular, especially for the
Yes.
health conscious people or lactose intolerant people amongst us. And just those bougie like hey a kombucha club chichichi where ningo achida kunkora moka mka life very different. It's a good health alternative. It doesn't come close to some of just the natural raw
The taste.
tastes of
Yeah.
cow milk or goat's milk.
But then I guess maybe for the health reason, then you can actually then just say, okay, it's good.
Yeah,
But it doesn't taste as nice.
Exactly, and that's the paradox, because most things that actually are healthy often don't taste as nice as the unhealthy
But
alternatives.
then over time, I guess it will then be your normal and it will taste okay.
Yeah, you will accept the taste.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is what will happen. Yeah, and you can actually make your own milk at home. Speaking of those plant-based milks, these are becoming very, very popular. Like, have you ever washed rice and like kept it in there and then kept the water after? That milk that's left in there is actually full of nutrition, and it's got
Taste some tea.
components. I'm not gonna taste some tea when
Oh,
just imagine that. Yeah.
Thank you.
And so that's just the many different types of tea the many just types of milk that you can get, and there are different forms. I mean, there's even more than that, right? And just some quick milk facts that all of them sort of share my qualities of, and a little bit of some history and fun fact. So milk is obviously rich in calcium, we know that, and this is good for your bones, right? And vitamin B12, which is also good for your brain, and protein. So I mean, like, it's so nutritious. You want to incorporate some milk in your diet, which I don't think it goes with. I mean, you don't need to mention, right? Like, everyone has milk somewhere in their house.
Got a
today,
message for you,
God's
Andy.
needs.
This guy is so passionate about milk. Yo, he's passionate about food.
Wow. Yeah. It's,
So if you listen to him talking about any sort of food, he will be very passionate. Look at tuna audio and a passionate guy. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, so we mentioned that raw milk is traditional, and it's better to have like it boiled for safety. But I mean, I come from a background where we milk cows right now. Like today, we even milked cows today. You know what I mean?
It doesn't taste the same in English directly.
It doesn't, and but it does taste nice. I mean, you have to be very hygienic. You have to have like a way experience. Very different. So it's like really a matter of experience, I guess. But it is good to boil it like just a little bit before you keep it, and that becomes safer, obviously. And then we have goat's milk and rutore. It's gentler and it's better for digestion, so it's perfect for infants and elderly people, right?
Oh, kumusha vana, like because one got cinema formula and stuff. I heard because one to people goat milk, or because it breaks down easily.
Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
And it's one of those things that's got its unique sort of taste, because I mean, a different milk, obviously, but again, like, it can taste really good if you get used to it, like you were saying. And it's a healthy alternative, right? Yeah. So unonaka, guys. Like, for me, goat cheese. There are some
for the milk
really
itself.
Good. So I get the milk to be a little bit like too different to milk, like normal milk, right?
Yeah.
So then that kind of sparks a what type of milk is this type of question in your head. And yeah, sometimes it can be a hit or a miss.
It can be what?
It can be a hit or a miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought like it's one word that you gave us. I was like, okay, could be hit or miss.
No,
It can be hit or miss. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, give me that vocabulary.
That could be a word. New word. So yeah, guys, milk is not just a drink, it's a toolkit. It can thicken, it can tenderize, it can sweeten, it can ferment, it can glaze, and it can comfort, guys. Like, from our porridge balls,
I was sure,
like,
it's the real MVP. Mukaka, sure of it.
Real MVP. I mean, there are other MVPs though, but like this one, because milk versus bread is also an MVP.
Yeah.
But let's not take away the moment from
the white gold.
Yeah. Mukaka cannot makaka kana kawanda.
Mukaka. Mukaka. It's gonna go in Mukaka.
Makaka. I'm joking. All right, guys. So now it's time for you guys to get pen and paper. We're about to share some creative ways to sort of, add some of these milk inspired recipes to your kitchen or to your kitchen arsenal. All right. And the first thing, guys, is an unorthodox but will work milk marinated grilled chicken. Imagine that. Okay. The milk that we're actually going to use here is buttermilk.
I was hoping you were actually going to do like a marinade. Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is the one. And it's so simple, guys.
We're using
it's
buttermilk.
so simple. We're using buttermilk. So this is like hodzeko. So it's sour milk, amasi, and it really has some nice probiotics that really complement what type of acidity and reaction you want on your piece of chicken, so that it becomes more tender, guys. And that's what we talk about when we want to really enjoy our chicken, especially a grilled one, because you want it to be tender, right? And you also want that skin to crackle a little bit. And what you're going to do is you're going to have a bunch of ingredients, very simple ingredients that are normally found in the house. You will have your hodzeko, okay? All right, a whole chicken. Let's cut it up into 8 pieces. That makes it, sort of fill marinate, and you get a tablespoon of salt, some black pepper, paprika. This is going to get that effect that we're looking for to crisp up the chicken skin so that you don't get that buttermilk color still on there. And obviously some garlic, because chicken loves garlic. You can use garlic powder in this instance, and just a juice of lemon. I will add a little bit of some chili because I love my chilies, right?
Or just you say lemon there as well. Okay.
Yep. So you want to marinate the chicken in all of the wet and dry ingredients overnight, or for half the day, 6 hours. Let's say if you're gonna gocha in the afternoon, you wake up nice and early, mix it all together, put that chicken in there, and then after 6 hours, guys, what you're going to have is magical, because you're going to have this chicken tenderized when Mukaka ufunge. And then you're taking it out and you're just wiping off a little bit of that excess and put it over some nice medium hot coals, skin side down first. There's a reason, guys. So that juice, that liquid inside the chicken, right? It's what happens to water when it's boiling. It goes upwards, and so what you get is that when that skin side is down first, you're going to get all that juice, like that.
Okay.
You're going to get all that juice sort of going upwards, right? And then when you turn it over, in fact, just before you turn it over, that juice skinny chicken, it's a scientific thing going on, and none of the juice escapes, and that's important. And then when you turn it over, it's just the same reaction, and then you're left with a nice juicy tender piece of meat there that you will enjoy with you and yours. So easy, guys, so easy.
Thank you.
But Mukaka milk.
Mukaka. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anzi. Chef is any motivational speaker of food.
Thank you,
Chef Shingi. For those who want to get in touch with you.
All right, guys. So you can catch me on my mobile number. This is 0774 410 008. I'll repeat that, 0774 410 008. You can also catch me on my Instagram. That's at the Chef Life of Shingi. And on Facebook, I'm operating a business called Outdoor Kitchen Chef ZW.
Thank you. We look forward to next week's session. And you know what I'm going to do today?
Yeah.
I'm going to go marinate my chicken.
Because
milk
available everywhere.
Everywhere. Thank you so much. Yeah. It is Your Chef. We're also live on Facebook. You can go watch and share with someone as well. Taking our time to 11 o'clock. Star FM's time for the news.
This